Hello everybody, what I have for you today is a really quick, simple, easy thing to do that's going to save you a whole bunch of time when you're grading in your large lecture classes. So this is designed to work for you if you are a TA in a large lecture class with 3 or 4 other TAs and you need to split up the grading based on your sections. There's a way to set up your lecture Canvas page to do this for you. The way we're going to do it is we're going to put students into individual groups that corresponds with their section numbers, and then I'm going to show you how you can set up the grade center so that it filters by those section groups and you can go through and grade those things automatically. Here's how it works. The first thing we need to do is go to settings and make sure we have a particular setting enabled. This just allows us to do this. So what this means, I'm in my sandbox course, so there's not going to be any students here, but it'll show you how to do everything. The only thing we need to do is to scroll down and make sure that the checkbox for Launch Speed Grader filtered by student group box down here is checked. That's going to be the thing that lets us sort of do this filtered grading. There we go. So once that's checked, we can begin. The next step is to go to People on the left-hand menu. You go to People, and this will show you a full roster of every student in the class. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a set of groups for the discussion sections, and then inside that set, we're going to create the discussion section groupings themselves. So the way to do this is you go over to Group Set, and you click Add Group Set, and it will let you put a name in here. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to do anything else. We don't want it to automatically put students in groups, and we don't want students to set up. I've already done this, so we're going to cancel, and we'll go over to my pre-created discussion section group set. Then, in a normal class, this would be a populated roster of all of the students in the class, everybody who's not assigned to a group. Now what you can do is inside of this group set, we can create a discussion section group. I've already created a couple, but let's create discussion section 23. Now that we've created discussion section 23, it will add it to its sort of our options, and if we had a fully populated class, what we would be able to do is click on our discussion section to expand it a little bit, and then we could click and drag all of our students into that section. So we could go through the roster and find out who's in section 21 and put them all in the group. This is admittedly a bit tedious. You have to look at your roster and move everybody over and do all of that, but you only have to do it once, and the time saving is absolutely worth it. So now that you have all of your students in their particular discussion sections, we can go and look at the grades for each thing. So what we do now is we go over to the grade book, and we can see that this allows us to filter the grade book by discussion section, by our groups that we've already made. It's already set up here, but I'll show you how to do it. The first step, we go to View, and then we go to Filters, and we want to make sure that Filter by Student Group is checked. Once that's checked, it will open this little drop-down menu here on the side and will allow us to switch between discussion sections. So if you click the drop-down menu over here, it will allow you to pick whatever discussion section you have. Now, again, I don't have any students, so it doesn't show me anything. But what this does do, and because we checked the filtering speed grader earlier, when we go to our speed grader by clicking the little 3 buttons and going to the speed grader for our fake discussion that I made, it will open the speed grader in a new tab, and it will automatically be filtered by the student who was in each group. I have a test student in here, and it sort of doesn't fit in any group, but if you had students in your discussion section, it would filter them so only those students would show up in your speed grader. And so you can go through and grade your 25 students or what have you and not have to filter them by everybody else. So you can grade only your students' essays or only your students' discussion sections in the speed grader. It's incredibly useful.